You know that feeling when you're studying English and you just get this overwhelming desire to just stop? If you're feeling tired or frustrated or like you've hit a complete wall, then you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to dive into why that feeling happens and, more importantly, find a really gentle but effective way to keep moving forward.
Yeah, does learning English ever feel kind of like this? Like you're standing at the bottom of this enormous mountain. And sure, some days you feel strong, you're ready to climb, but other days, you just want to sit down. That feeling is so real, it's intimidating. And you know what? It's completely normal.
This quote from a learner really just hits the nail on the head. They said, "I felt small, I felt slow." It's that shrinking feeling, right? The one you get when you start comparing yourself to other people or to where you think you're supposed to be by now. It makes you feel like you're not good enough. And if you have ever felt that, I promise you, you are not alone.
All right, so let's just call it what it is. Let's talk about that giving up feeling. The single most important thing to get right from the start is this. It is absolutely okay to feel this way. It's a valid, normal part of the whole process. It doesn't mean you're failing. It just means you're trying to do something that's genuinely difficult.
And this is the thought, isn't it? It just kind of sneaks in when you're tired. You open your book or you try to listen to a conversation, and that little voice in your head just whispers, maybe this just isn't for you. Maybe you're not cut out for it. It's such a quiet, painful moment, and it can totally derail all the progress you've made.
And look at these frustrations. They are so common. Reading the same sentence 5 times and the words they don't stick. You feel like you're just walking in circles, not getting anywhere. You learn a new word, you feel great about it, and then poof, it's gone the next day. The key thing to realize here is that this isn't about being lazy. It's about mental fatigue. A tired brain just can't absorb new stuff. And simply recognizing that, well, that's a huge first step.
Okay, so we've named the feeling, we know what it is. Now let's see if we can completely flip it on its head. This next part is all about a really powerful shift in perspective. What if hard wasn't a stop sign? What if it was actually a sign that you're on exactly the right track?
This is the core idea. Seriously, think about it like going to the gym. If you lift a weight and it feels super easy, your muscles aren't really growing. It's the resistance, right? The challenge, the weight that feels heavy. That's what actually builds your strength. It's the exact same thing for your brain. That feeling of difficulty, that's the feeling of new connections being built. So, let's rewrite these thoughts. That feeling of failure when you just don't get something? Nope, that's not failure, that's training. That feeling that you're just so slow? Nah, that's your brain physically growing and changing. And that nagging thought, this is just too hard? That's actually great news. It means you found the sweet spot, the learning zone. And that's where the real magic happens. And this means we really have to change our relationship with mistakes. We're so often taught to be afraid of them. But when you're learning a language, they are literally gold. Think about it. You're way more likely to remember the one time you used the wrong word and someone corrected you than the 100 times you said a simple, perfect sentence. Mistakes are memorable. They stick with you. They teach you.
Now, I absolutely love this concept of sleeping English. It's such a great way to think about why we forget things. The knowledge isn't gone forever, it's just taking a nap. Every little bit of practice you do reading a sign, hearing a song, learning just one word is like a gentle little nudge, waking up the English that's already in there.
And this quote, wow, it just captures the feeling of progress so perfectly. When you're learning, it really does feel like you're walking in a thick fog. You can't see how far you've come, and you definitely can't see how far you have to go. All you can see is the very next step. But every single one of those steps is moving you forward, even when it feels like you're standing still. So how do we take this new mindset and turn it into something we can actually do? We've talked about perspective, now let's talk about action. What do you do on those really, really hard days when studying for an hour feels completely impossible?
The answer is this simple. Just 5 minutes. It's not about becoming fluent overnight. It's about not breaking the chain. Showing up for just 5 minutes is a massive win because it is infinitely better than 0 minutes.
And here are some real things you can do. None of these are scary. Just listen to one short audio clip. Read a single paragraph from a news article. Learn just one, new word. Or just say one sentence you already know out loud to yourself. Any of these counts as a victory for the day.
Because this is the principle behind that 5-minute rule. Studying for 2 super intense hours once a week is actually less effective than studying for 5 minutes every single day. It's that consistent daily touch point with the language that builds real long-term skill.
And this sums it all up perfectly.
On your good days, hey, you can jog, maybe even run. But on the hard days, the only goal is to just keep walking. The goal isn't speed, it's just forward movement, no matter how slow it feels.
Okay, for our last section, let's connect all these tiny daily actions back to the big picture. Why are you even doing this? Because honestly, on the toughest days, remembering your why is sometimes the only thing that's going to keep you in the game.
First off, let's redefine the goal here. So many of us are chasing this impossible idea of perfection, but the real goal of a language is just to communicate. Your simple, honest, clear sentences, they are incredibly powerful. They are more than enough to connect with another person, and that right there is strength.
And let's talk about accents for a second. So many learners feel ashamed of their accent, but this quote just reframes it so beautifully. An accent is not a sign that your English is bad. It's a sign that you have the courage and the smarts to master more than one language. It's a badge of honor. It really is.
So I want you to take a moment and really ask yourself this question. What is your deep personal reason for learning? It's not about passing a test. Is it to connect with new friends? To feel more confident at work or when you travel? To help your family? Whatever that reason is, that is your real fuel. And we'll end with this final, really compassionate piece of advice. If today, English just feels too heavy, that's okay. Give yourself permission to rest. Put the book down gently, but just make a little promise to yourself to pick it up again tomorrow, even if it's only for those 5 minutes. You are learning. And you know what? People who are learning don't quit. They rest, and then they continue.